Off and started walking to the church, and pretty much was the first time I realized that I'm in a ghetto and inner city where I was taught not to go. So one time we got caught in an inner city. My mother was driving down to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and my my mom took a wrong turn, and we ended up in a black community in Omaha. And I just remember my dad waking up and saying, "What the hell? Bitch, where you get us? Lock these damn doors before we get robbed, and don't stop at that stop sign. They'll take our hubcaps." I mean, that's honest. So anyway, as I'm walking, that's going through my mind, and then the pastor talked about racism and how it starts with your thoughts and this and that. So we get out of church, and it had snowed, and so my two friends were walking in front of me, and I was trailing behind them. And you know, and I'm thinking about it. I always had a heart for minorities, even though there was no minorities around me. And all of a sudden, there was 5 young black men about a half a block up, and I'm like, uh-oh. Are they a gang? Are they drug dealers? You know, what are they going to do to me? But then I started remembering what he shared, and I said, okay, this is like that parable of the seed. You know, Dane, are you going to let this word just go right out, or are you going to actually, this is your test? Right. So I'm like, I wouldn't judge them if they were 5 white guys. What'd you do? You know, I'm talking to myself. And so they were picking up these ice chunks, and I'm thinking they're going to have a snowball fight. And so when they get past my two friends that were in front of me, now they were urban majors. They wanted to spend the rest of their life in the inner city. And they said, hey, what's up, what's up? And they got to me, and I was like, you know, probably my Minnesota accent, you know, like, what's up? You know, whatever it might be. But before I even got that out of my mouth, I had a fist in my mouth. I had a fist. The ice chunks, I had blood coming from the back of my head, and I was on the snow. And then the last guy... So they turned you to a snowman? A bleeding snowman. The last guy kicked me. And he said, "Welcome to racism!" And they all ran off. Well, my two friends were still walking. They didn't even know I was getting beat up. Until they heard him say, "Welcome to racism." They turned around, and there I was in the snow. That impacted me because I felt the pain of those guys when they said welcome to racism, but I didn't fully understand it, because racism, and that's why most white people will fight against you to say, well, I'm not racist, I don't call you the N-word. Yeah. Well, white supremacy and racism Florida. Goes way, way, way deeper than me calling
Jacksonville,
you
Florida.
The N-word or something. You know
right,
what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So I was like, what does that pain mean? Where does that pain come from? So for the past 24 years, I've been living in an all-black inner city community, and I have been walking with black men, and I have learned.
You've been living in the hood?
Yeah.
So you say the inner city. Yeah, you know, that's the white terminology, inner city. You know,
I'm living in the real hood.
He live in the. Oh, he's from Chicago.
He live in the real hood.
Deacon Mark is from the Chicago.
I'm in K-Town.
I know what I said. The real hood.
Well, you from the west side of Chicago too?
No, I'm from the north side, Cabrini Green, but I know exactly.
Yeah, he's from Cabrini Green. You know, I got a hood deacon.
For summer, I lived in the townhome.
I got a hood deacon. You know, he from Chicago. You know, Cabrini Green, where the police couldn't go in because they got snipers on top of the building. I ain't talking about trained snipers. I'm talking about hood snipers.
They do.
All right.
They got the real candy
and that would change the lookout people for the different high rises.
They had to tear Cabrini Green down, man.
And I didn't.
That's the only way they tore it up.
They had to send the
building.
They had to send the doggone you know, see, I'm down in Florida.
National
No, I'm
Guard.
from the South, doggone. They sent the doggone National Guard into Cabrini Green, all right?
Yep, they did.
And you got the west side of Chicago and the south side. I heard about the south side too. But anyway, Dana Stevens lives in the west side. Not around the west side.
Not a phony.
He lives in the west side.
Not Aurora.
You know, downtown.
That's most people that say they from Chicago. They say
he live in the hood.
Yeah.
Dana Stevens is down by law.
Dana Stevens is down by law.
He hood incorporated.
Look, almost every night the helicopters go around my backyard and all that, and they shine the lights down on top of us, and they'll even say, "Move it on," or one time they told me to get into my house because they did a raid on the apartment building that was behind me. Yeah. And the guy said, "I think it'd be best for you to go into your house for a while because we're doing something." So
K-Town don't mean a nice name.
No, it means Killer Town. It originally meant because it was Costner, Kedvale,
Yeah.
but it turned into Killer Town because of all the people. And then I own property on 16th Street,
Okay.
which was the main.
Yeah,
what's
Michael
called the
Israel.
blood path or the blood pool.
We headed to
because
Orange Park right now.
a guy got mad at a woman or something and cut her head off, and walked with her head, her hair, down 16th Street.
He cut the lady head off
Cut
and,
the
and
lady's
walked
head off
down the
and
road.
walked down 16th Street. Now, is that true or is that just somebody telling me a story?
That's true.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Well, there you
Then when
go.
he said this white guy's
My,
stupid, let's
my
just tell
deacon
him.
from Chicago.
But yeah, so I own property on 16th Street, and I used to walk all the time on 16th Street.
Shante, tell my
and get
wife
to
I'm on my
know
way.
The guys. So after that all happened, I started, seeing the depth of white supremacy and systematic racism in every levels of economics and every level of America. But I never understood why God hated you so much. That's how I interpret it.
Yeah, right.
God hated you, but why? Christianity taught me that you all were cursed because of Ham. Well, you cleared that up today. That was cleared up some time ago too. But I did a video probably about 3 years ago.
Call her, Shante.
The Lord one night just put on my heart, I want you to do a video comparing Pharaoh and Egypt with the American government towards our black brothers and sisters.
I saw that. That was good.
My thoughts on the killings of our black men. I did that, and I didn't monetize it, or I didn't do the right thing with it, so people stole the video. But my one video went up to about 5 million, but then when I add up the others, it went up to about 50-some million views.
You know the reason why you didn't get shot, right? You know the reason why you didn't get assassinated for that video?
Why?
Because you white.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. That's why
No. Let me rephrase that. You're a confusion of faces Israelite.
That's right. Thank you. So that question was there, and so I would say a year and a half ago, I was sitting in bed. Again, this question would always go, God, you gotta hate black people. You have to, because I see, young black men coming out of the inner city or the ghetto, making the right choices, and then they either get killed by a drive-by shooting, or they get killed in a car accident, or, it's just like even the young men that are fighting all these odds are still gunned down or killed.
Right.
So God, you cannot be for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so one night, I woke up, it was about midnight, and I heard God just say to me, he's like, I'm going to answer that question for you. And it chokes me up every time I think about it, but he said, because they're my chosen people. He said, and instantly I wept, just like I almost did when I was talking to you about, when you tell me about Genesis. But he said, they're my chosen people. And then I heard him say Deuteronomy chapter 28, and I went and got my Bible, and just in the little bit that I read, he showed me things from that I've never seen before. And so from that point on, now my mission is to declare who you are to anybody and everybody, to set you free. You are not cursed, but you're chosen.
Good.
So that's how my revelation came.
That's a great
But
revelation.
it took about 20.
See y'all later.
Years.
That's a great revelation.
Hey, look, we can do right now, Kev? Kev, you know what we can do right now?
What's that?
Pass the collection plate.
Yeah. Pass the plate.
We can pass the collection
There's
plate.
only 3 of you in here.
Hey, look. I think after that word, Dana, I think you deserve a $54 million jet.
I bet I do.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look.
And if it comes that way, you all can have a ride with me too.
Hey,
I
look,
won't charge
man.
you for gas. I'll let you come for free.
All right, y'all. Look, hey, Michael Israel, I'm gonna hit you up here in a minute, man. Once we get settled in, we are heading back. We're heading on our way. We're in Orange Park, so we're heading now to meet up with some of the other brothers and sisters. So
If
I'll
you
hit
never
you up.
see me again, remember, I love you all. I don't know where my brothers are taking me. Right? This might be a setup.
Just know you're not in the hood.
IFUBK.
See me hanging from a tree.
All right, y'all. I'll holler at y'all in a minute, man. We clowning, all right? Shalom.
Shalom.